Hey guys, and a happy new year from Unclejona to all of you, dear viewers. It's been an interesting year, 2023, and hopefully 2024 will be much better because, woof, absolute ridiculous. Right, before I get started with the happy brew beer, um, I've got a few stats that I found on my Untapped thing, which records a lot of my beers. Not all of them, but I'm trying to get most of them on there. And then it gives me a thing that I can look at the end of the year. Um, so my beer of the year, I have to say, it's got to be May Contain Sixpence by Vocation. Just really lovely beer, fantastic beer. 12.5%. It's like a wine. It's crazy. St. Peter's Winter Ale has got to be up there too. That was really, really good. And a couple of the other Vocation beers were pretty amazing. What was that one? Rig Welter, which you can get around, which is. Oh, no, wait, is that a Black Sheep? It might be Black Sheep. And if that's the case, they might not be around for much longer. I'm not sure. But some numbers for you. So I tried to guess yesterday. I keep saying this year, last year, 2023, I checked in 690 beers on Untapped. So the real amount's probably over 700, because sometimes if I'm doubling up or if I'm drinking a beer out and about, sometimes I don't upload it because obviously I've tried them before, and that sometimes they're not that interesting, like lagers when you're having a meal out or something like that. Sometimes I don't upload them. So I worked it out. It was 1.87 or something like that. So we'll call that 1.89. And then if we add on the beers that weren't on Untapped, I reckon I got pretty close to doing 2 beers a day during 2023, which is nuts when you think about it. And I shouldn't really be drinking that much. But anyway, average score. So the other thing on Untapped, you can score out of 5, and my average score was like 3.5. So that's my kind of average. That's my good staple beer. Anything over that is a good beer. By the way, dear viewer, if you want to hook up with me on Untapped, have a look down below in the description of this video, and you'll see my Untapped link, and I'll get back to you on Untapped. Good way of kind of out and about. Works fine from a phone, works on your desktop as well. Easy peasy. What was the other thing we've got in here? So you get badges on Untapped, and during 2023, I hit the middle of the road level 100, and once you hit that, it doesn't go up any more than that. So that's pretty cool. For the cans, so the number of cans I've had a lot of cans in Vocation lately. That's on 98. And Caskville, I've been drinking a lot of cask beers because of my camera kind of connection. And we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how well that goes. Interesting figure. I tried, so out of that 600 and whatever it was, I tried 106 unique styles, different styles. And that was exactly the same as it was last year. So although I drank a few more beers this year than last year, the number of different beers, different styles of beer, was exactly the same. An English pale ale apparently is my favourite. My favourite beer because I drank the most of it, which is really interesting. Brewery-wise, Vocation hits the top of my list with 26 unique beers. Second was, oh wait a minute, no, this is the wrong way round. Vocation's 26, Kent Brewery 28, so I've had a different 28 of those, and Gads, which is my local brewery, 30. So that's different styles. So if you've drunk 5 of one, it doesn't count. It's only unique, different ones, different beers, I should say. And my venue of choice is obviously going to be sitting at home, enjoying myself. But second place was my local Spoons, the Royal Victoria Pavilion, where I visited 61 times during 2023. So I think that's pretty good. 61 times in 360 days. And basically, that averages out more than once a week. I've been going there. So that's pretty crazy, right? Anyway, 5 minutes in already. I haven't shown you what the beer is. But you know, dear viewer, you know, you've seen it on the front of this. It is another stonking beer. And this will be the first to go on 2024's beer menu, or whatever we should say. Oh, come on, dude. It's not focusing on there. It's their barley wine. There we go. The 2022 barrel aged barley wine at 10.8%. Absolutely ridiculous. I think that's supposed to be oak because it's oak barrels, I believe, that those things are put in there. And this is a special release. I think they do it once a year. Personally, I haven't got the 2023 version, but I've been sitting on this for over a year's time. This is our interpretation of a traditional barley wine brewed with 100% English ingredients. That's cool. 5 specialty malts and 2 different types of hops and a strain of yeast from the UK or from England. Rested for 12 months in bourbon barrels. So that's going to be American barrels. They could have used Scottish barrels and malt, single malt and all that, but they haven't. They've used American. Allowing vanilla and oak to infuse with the barley wine, giving notes of toffee, dried fruit, and honey, creating a warming, rich, and dangerously drinkable barley wine. Wow! At 10 and a bit percent, that is crazy. Right? Is it going to focus on there? Yes, it is. Wow, that's cool. So we definitely got barley there. Don't think. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about oats or wheat or anything, but that's cool. So there we go. That is the first beer of this year. Welcome to 2024. We even have the V for victory on this bad boy. Because this is a barley wine and because it's been aged for a long time, I doubt there's any chance of this going to explode, but I will do a quick pressure test. No, absolutely fine. Boom. Right, let us get this into, it's got to be a Vocation glass, and this is the same one that I used the other day. It's a nice sort of tumbler type thing. Right, let's see. Wow, it's actually given me a reasonable amount of head. I was surprised about that. There we go. Because this is only a 330 bottle, it's all going to fit in, which is absolutely cool. Lovely, lovely jubbly. Right, should we do Vocation or should we do the V? Let's do the V. Happy New Year, viewers. Right. For a small glass, that is pretty good amount of head. We're talking over a finger, not quite 2. And look at it. Lovely, lovely off-white. If I had a colour chart for head, I would be a happy man. Lovely, lovely fluffy bubbles. For some reason, it's not deciding to focus on this bad boy at the moment. I thought we got through this, but oh, there we go. We are getting quite a lot of bubbles coming up. I'm pretty sure, because I looked actually yesterday, there is some etching. There's a V etched on the bottom of this glass to help with the head formation. There is that sweetness there. And there is fruit. It's like a kind of fruit cake, but it's quite light fruit. It's not heavy, dark fruit. Maybe a little bit of zestiness in there too. Definitely yeast. And I am getting that kind of whiskey, spicy kind of thing going on, which is going to be cool. Anyway, believe it or not, this is going to be the first sip of beer that I've had in 2024. And I'm doing it with you, dear viewer. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, if you haven't liked this video, please take a moment and click it right now. Go on, do it now. I can wait. I can wait. Really want to drink this though. Cheers and beers, guys. Let's see what 2024 has for us. Oh, quite sweet. That vanilla-ness definitely is there. And it does give me a kind of whiskey kind of thing. The oak, not so much. And apparently this has been aged for a year in oak barrel, so you would have thought it would have picked up some of the oak, but no, I'm not getting that. I am getting a bit of spice as well. They called it vanilla, but I'm not convinced. It's more like a winter, like a star anise, or oh, what's that other one? Not so up on my spices, unfortunately. It's not nutmeg. It's definitely not nutmeg. It's that other kind of spice. Mace. Is it mace? Maybe it's that kind of spice. But it is one of those spices that is associated with whiskey. And ironically, I'm getting now some warmth. I'm getting some warm feeling hitting my stomach. And I'm not getting that kind of boom, that explosiveness of warmth, like drinking a kind of bomb and then it hitting your stomach and going boom and making your throat all warm like a whiskey would do. But I am getting alcohol. I'm definitely feeling it on my vapor, on my on the exhalation of my breath. This is nice. I have to say, if I'm going for really strong beers, personally, I prefer them to be dark, like stouts and things like that. So a barley wine, and I mean, look at the colour of that. Really, really nice colour. Lovely kind of deep amber, I call that. Really nice. Not exactly my style. I prefer a more hearty, something with a bit of substance. But this is kind of like drinking a mini whiskey. It's weird. Hops wise, there's not too much bitterness. I would say this has been very lightly bittered, um, just enough for the hops to keep spoilage going on, but that's not unusual. When you make high strength beers, high ABV beers, you don't want to make them really super hopped. So this is quite mellow, because everything's molded together nicely. I can't quite tell you what the hops are, the hop flavors. They're kind of very dull, very muted. Um, they say English, so it's probably going to be something like East Kent Goldings, maybe, or Fuggles, or something along those lines. Um, but yeah, I'm not really getting any massive hop flavors there. I'm not getting the bitterness either that cleans your mouth. It's a bit too sweet for my liking. I know over time, probably this was brewed stronger, and over time in the barrel, some of the alcohol has kind of leached away. The angel share, if we were talking about whiskey, but I imagine this has happened in beer too. Um, but yeah, everything is merged together. It's very muted though. I don't know if you guys have noticed that with barrel aged stuff and things that you've left for a while. So this beer was probably brewed, well, at least 2 years ago, probably more like 3 years ago, sometime in that range of time. Um, and things kind of get a bit lost. The sharpness of the beer gets lost. The nose changes. Um, Not so much about the hops anymore, more about the malts. That kind of thing happens. And like I say, barley wine is not exactly my favourite style. How are we doing? Oh, 15 minutes. It's a bit of a long one this time, but I did wax lyrical about 2023 in the beginning of this video. So I hope you accept my poetic license, dear viewer. And like I said, if you do and you want to hear more, please subscribe and look for me on Untapped is the other way to do it. So there we go. That was the the barley wine, barrel aged for 2022. It's a special release that they do every year. Really, really good, nice beer. Is it going to be the best one of 2024? Well, we are off to a really good start, dear viewer. That's all I can say. Really, really good. I don't know if I would give that a 5. I would probably give that, because it's not my thing. I definitely give it 3.75, possibly a 4 out of 5. But if you want to know exactly what I scored it, why don't you go on to Untapped and try and find Unclejona on there and befriend me, make 2024 the year of befriending. How about that? This has been Unclejona drinking my first beer with you guys, and there'll be many more, I'm sure. But until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, I will be here with more beer reviews real soon.